Well, if you don't know, each and every week is Fight Week on UFC Fight Pass. And we're talking about last fight week because there's a fighter that is joining me now that you should be keeping your eye on. He's got the whole MMA world buzzing about him. It is Sal Everett. Sal, now 1-0 as a pro. And it helps you're a UFC employee, but it seems like half the office was in the crowd last Saturday night.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was a blessing to see everybody there. It was like a reunion. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're only 5 fights into your career. Your first pro fight under your belt, minus 10,000 favorite. I want to talk about the fight a little bit though, because I think it was good the way that you won. You won basically off your back. You had this combination triangle plus just assault with elbows. Honestly, from an outside standpoint, looking in, it felt like that fight couldn't have really gone much better for yourself because you showed that you can face some adversity and still be more than dangerous.
Yeah, it wasn't the first time that I faced adversity. So, and the position that I was in, I feel really comfortable off my back sometimes, like which I probably should in MMA. But I feel really comfortable off my back sometimes, especially when it comes to the grappling. And yeah, I was a bunch of submissions were flowing through my head, but in the fighter meeting before, Mark actually brought up the 12-6 elbows, and it was like a light bulb like rung. So it was perfect timing.
Let's talk about your background a little bit. You talked about, facing adversity, and Tough Enough has this long-standing history as an amateur promotion. You were an amateur champion there. How important was that sort of experience, you think, to getting you ready for the professional level?
Oh, super important. Super important. I'm grateful for all my fights. I had my first and second fight where they were pretty quick. I wouldn't say easy because the camps are never easy. But my third fight, I faced Deshaun Griffin, and he put me through a bunch of stuff mentally. I wasn't 100% focused at the time, and I think it was great for me, a learning lesson. And I winded up finishing him in an armbar triangle kind of position, the same kind of position that I caught Chris Kingery in this last fight. And yeah, it's like it kind of comes back to my original jiu-jitsu coach would always teach us very like defense jiu-jitsu. So it's like the me being on my back in that triangle was just something I just always come right back to whenever I see I'm in danger.
It was a really good display of defensive into offensive jiu-jitsu as well. You had a little bit of a Kimura grip for a while. Like
Yeah.
that's my favorite submission. I think it's the most versatile submission in all of mixed martial arts. Is that a big part of your game?
Yes, most definitely. Uh There's like we have some heavyweights in our gym that always throw me around like a rag doll from that Kimura position. So it's kind of something that I always like tries to come back to my brain when I'm in a dangerous situation. But Kingery had a pretty strong position that I just wasn't able to finish it from there. But yeah, the triangle, my leg came right up.
Yeah. Let's talk about your background a little bit because I mean, I mentioned you got a job with the UFC already. Maybe you're going to be stuck in a rock in a hard place. Like, are you a UFC employee? Are you a fighter yourself? You might get there, but fighting is in your roots, right? Your father was a boxer.
Yeah, my father was a boxer, multiple uncles, brothers, everybody in my family kind of all boxed. Nobody really did any MMA. So I'm the first, I'm the black sheep of the family, kind of jumping into a new sport. But it's all very similar. Like my dad was in my corner as well, and that helps me out very he helps me out with all my striking. So it's like it's
Ha-
not something that's new to us.
have you picked his brain? Because like he boxed at a high level. I mean, he boxed against James Toney.
Mhm.
Like, did when you first got into fighting, was it just because it was something you were interested in, or do you have these aspirations to fight all the way to the UFC's octagon?
Yeah, when I first got into fighting, I started off with wrestling really, my freshman year of high school. And then my dad gave me the choice if I wanted to do it or not, if I wanted to play because I always grew up playing basketball and I wish he didn't give me the choice, but I kind of jumped into basketball because wrestling was just too tough. I didn't like it at the time. And then I did jump into boxing right after that. And it didn't go so well, I think, because of me always trying to impress my dad, me always trying to just make him happy rather than just make myself happy or like looking to other things. Like I grew up playing football as well. And yeah, I was just always looking for a way out with that type of stuff. And he gave me the choice, which I wish he didn't, but he gave me the choice. And then I wind up going back to football. And yeah, now I'm here doing MMA, and I really found a love with MMA because this is all the mixed things I could do with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you seem like you're comfortable in the spotlight. I mentioned it seemed like half the office was there, but you're playing to the crowd a little bit. Have you always kind of been a showman?
Um, Not even thinking about the showmanship. I'm just thinking about staying focused, as locked in as possible. And those things just come happen naturally right after the fight. When the fight is over with, I have my fun. But before the fight, I really didn't even notice anything. Like I was super locked in, and yeah, I wasn't letting anything distract me. Not the Dana's post or the all the ticket sales. Like I just really want to stay as focused as possible, and then we can have the fun after the fight.
I guess I should say that you played to the crowd when you got the win.
Yeah.
Walk me through the ending. Did you think the triangle was going to finish it? Because technically it was a TKO, I guess, due to the elbows, or maybe he tapped due to the elbows. What was
Yeah,
your
he
thought
tapped me with
process
the
in that moment?
elbows. Um, yeah, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking at all. Like when we first originally got to the ground, I was thinking of a few different submissions that I could do just because he wasn't punching me yet. So it kind of gave me time to think. But yeah, I wasn't thinking at all when it came to that moment. I was just go for the kill. The elbows were there. And yeah, like I said, the light bulb stung right above my head right before the fight. So I was like, oh yeah, if we get to this position, I just know that I'm gonna be as vicious as possible.
You work for the best fight promoter in the world in the
Yeah.
UFC. You're fighting on UFC Fight Pass. What is life like for you, Sal? Like when you're not fighting? Like, are you like an overall MMA fan, just plugged in all the time, or do you try to decompress and get away from it?
I definitely try to decompress and get away from it. It's kind of hard when my dad's always like nailing some film onto me. But yeah, I definitely try to decompress. I love to go on hikes with my boys and I love to get away and just like relax. I'm a very chill, relaxed person. I like to just do other things. I like archery. I like just having fun.
Nice. Looking forward, obviously you live in the fight capital of the world. How focused are you on, progressing your own personal MMA career? Is this the top priority?
1000%. 1000%. I'm all in on this. I'm 28 years old. I'm not getting any younger. So I just feel like now is the perfect time. And like after that first fight, I talked to my coach and he said that he thinks I should get right back in next month in San Diego. So right now we're looking for an opponent for my second professional fight. And yeah, I want to stay as locked in as possible, as active as possible, just to see what's next. Because I didn't expect this 2 years ago. Like I really started with Muay Thai or boxing, then I did some Muay Thai, had a bunch of jiu-jitsu tournaments since 2019, but that was just to just to open up my arsenal, have some fun with everything. Just because I never really wanted to face the pressure, wanted to face that. But then after I looked at it, I'm like, it all just comes down to the work, and I trust the work that I put in, and I trust my team. So yeah, things been going very well. So I plan on being in the UFC.
There's never been a better time to be a fight fan. I think there's probably never been a better time to be an active fighter as well. You
Yeah.
mentioned boxing and kickboxing. You're doing MMA now. Any thoughts on maybe trying to get on that UFC BJJ mat, or are we just shooting for the octagon?
Dude, hell yeah, I would love to. I love jujitsu, so I would for sure be down to do that. If they ever gave me a call about that one, I'm 100% with it. I've been doing jujitsu since 2019, but I feel like I'm itching on a purple belt soon. Shout out to Gokor. Hopefully he hears this one. But yeah, I'm hoping I get my purple belt soon. And even though belts don't really mean anything, I feel like I can compete with some of the best in jiu-jitsu as well.
What do you think the timeline is for yourself to try to get to the octagon? Like, do you think you got to go to the contender series? We already know Dana knows who you are, but is that the route you'd like to go, or do you short notice opportunity? What's your
Anything.
ideal path?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay ready. I'm just gonna stay as ready as possible because whatever door opens, I want to be ready for it. I don't want to be rushing around last minute, anything for a fight. I walk around at like 190 pounds, so it's not like I'm cutting a crazy amount. 20 pounds is fairly not too hard for me. So yeah, I'm just gonna stay ready. I'm just gonna stay ready because yeah, I would love to do anything that the UFC has to offer.
That's awesome, Sal. We're going to be looking forward to hopefully you fighting next month in San Diego. Obviously, without an opponent, it's hard to maybe visualize, what you want to show. But ideally, is there anything in your game that we haven't seen that you explicitly want to show next time out?
I definitely want to show my striking more. I want to strike. I want to win by strikes. I only have one knockout, and the rest have been like submissions. And yeah, I really want to see where my striking could go and show myself as well as everybody else.
Well, Sal, it's been fun to watch, man, and we can't wait to see you get back out there, hopefully relatively soon.
Thank you so much, boss. I appreciate that.